Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000, the rest of you elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Only a False Prophet Will Give You the Name Jesus. And what I mean by that, not only will they give you the name, the false name Jesus, which is not the true name of the Son, but will give you the name of the Father, as maybe Most High, but they're not going to call on the true names, which is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. So I was watching interview on Club Shay Shay with Tyrese, was on there as a guest, and I listened to the whole video. It was like 3 at night or whatever. I woke up and I listened to it, and he kept, well, anytime he would bring up the Lord, he would say Jesus. And he had to say it, I don't know, maybe 20 times. Maybe not that many, but he said it throughout the interview. He kept using the word Jesus when he was talking about Jesus this, Jesus that. So I was saying that as many videos on YouTube that have been put out there concerning the former One Westers pushing the name of Yahweh Shai, these celebrities, actors, comedians, athletes, and so forth, not politicians, they all sold out. They should, at this time, here it is, almost 2025, they should be saying Yahweh, or if they say Jesus, they say, well, his real name is Yahweh Shai. They're not going to say that because they're all insiders. So he kept putting Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And what was a woman that got shot by the cop in the face? She rebuked the cop, the police officer, in the name of Jesus. And when she called on the name of Jesus, Jesus shot her in the face, killing her. Which is a so-called white man. Anytime you call on the word Jesus, what should come to your mind? A white image. With a guy looking like a hippie, looking like Charles Manson. But I'm going to let you listen to some of this video, and I'm going to let you listen to another video, and I'm going to give you a couple of basic scriptures. Nothing real deep, because I wanted to deal with some key words, the false prophets. The term false and prophets come up a handful of times. Paul spoke about the Israelites in Galatia. He called them foolish Galatians for being bewitched. And bewitched means to deceive. And we may look up the word deceive, because the way you're going to, the world is going to accept that, micro C-hip, which is an MOTB, is they're going to be deceived in doing it. Just like people got deceived with the C Ragamuffin and the jump shot. A lot of people did it because they watched the news, whatever news station, their favorite news. It was all in all the news stations that you had to get it. You're going to die. This is serious. And then they had a campaign where if you don't get it, if you don't give a damn about yourself, give a damn about somebody else, because you can spread it to somebody else, all that stuff. Like I got to talk in code. And what happened? All of you had loved ones that, I'm not going to say no more on that. But they deceived the people, so now they got like 3-4 different events. I'll call them events. Got to speak in code. And it's like people, it's like the boy who cried wolf. So they're looking at the authorities as the boy that cried wolf. More people through that event a couple of years ago, the C Ragamuffin jump shot. You have more people that you know, if you go back to 2019, 2020, whatever, you had people that trusted the authorities. Now, a lot of those people that formerly trusted the authorities no longer trust the authorities. So it goes with authorities that are teaching you. See, we're authorities. GMS, we're authorities. We wouldn't be out there every week. We wouldn't be putting in videos every day, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, sometimes short videos, sometimes little messages here and there, sometimes long videos. If this is just a fly-by-night thing, you know. So we're authorities. People ask questions, and you know, we'll give them answers through the scriptures, because this is our job. The Most High put us on this planet, made us, you know, born from a woman, grow up to one day realizing that you're an Israelite, and realizing that you're a prophet, that you're not just a guy that knows you're an Israelite. So anyway, let me let this play, and I'm going to give you another video. I'm going to let that play, and I'm going to give you some precepts. Now, the last video I did was in the title. The second part of the title is we're not going to, something to the effect of we're not going to tolerate Screaming Jay Hawkins no more. So if you look up Screaming Jay Hawkins, he did a song called I Put a Spell on You. And there's Israelites that have sold out. You know, perfect example was Tazadakia, known as a God-sent comforter of the 1941 Madison. You know, we said that years ago, that this guy definitely sold out. What he started doing was, you know, first thing that it really officially started, I believe it was 2005, 2004, 2005. There was a series of events. You had High Priest Yeshai and High Priest Gazak. They left. Maybe they'll tell you that, oh, we kicked them out, or they left. And the former High Priest Gazak had did a video 2 years ago, let's say. And we knew him. You know, you can see he looked older. Because we're talking about 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Well, we haven't seen him in his face since like 95 or so. So we're talking about we haven't seen him for 30 years. So he aged. He's got to be, if he's not 70, he's close to 70, or a couple of years, 71 or so. You can hear his voice. And he said it just came out blunt and said that they left because the Rosicrucians came in there. And you're going to hear from this other video, you hear Priest Banloya and Priest Danyala. And they came to the camp. They were coming to the camp. And we had on video, I don't know if that was the actual video, it was another video, but they were going into, they saw that, you know, after we left or whatever, we got kicked out, whatever, and it was behind this whole sellout thing. So you had Priest Banloya, Priest Danyala. They were saying this guy sold out, and they were naming names. They also mentioned the Rosicrucians. They mentioned a group called the Manaluka. Manaluka just means lucra or lucra. Lucra means lucrative. And mammon, mana or mammon means money. Money and lucrative. I remember when the split came, they had this guy come along and he was showing us different ways to make money. You know, if you do this and you do that, and the people be compelled to want to give. You know, but I believe, matter of fact, it is Priest Danyala, and he used to come to the camp, to our camp on Saturdays every week. He'd come down there every week. He'd be out there on 34th Street on Fridays, and he would tell it like it is. Him and Priest Danyala, and you're gonna actually hear it. You probably saw this video before. But when a man, coming back to Comfy, right? Tazadakia, 1941 Madison, ICGJC. We started noticing that, and we used to go back and forth with him on YouTube. And we noticed that they would change. They first of all, they stopped using the name of Yahweh Shai. We don't know his name. His name is Yahweh. And the father's name is Abanawa. And we said, no, that don't make it. And then you had Ariah do it, which Ariah, he got an envelope, man. And whether the Most High have mercy on him or not, him and Shaw. Because there ain't no way you in your right mind you're going to allow that shit to go on. You know, if I wouldn't tolerate that bullshit. You know, but you got weak-minded Israelites out there. You got, I call them zombies. They'll see a guy look a certain way. The church, it's hard to get people out of that Christian church, the black Christian church, I'm gonna call it, because the pastor, he wears a suit and he just can't be wrong, and he's a great preacher. So you forget about those people in the church. You know, IUIC tried that. They did a church blitz, and they didn't get not one member of the church to leave the church, or as many black churches as they went to, and join with the IUIC. Because if that was the case, they would have had the guy, oh, this is so and so and such. He was one of the church members that left and got with it. And then he tell your testimony. Yeah, when I heard you guys at first, I didn't want to believe it, but I did some study. That didn't happen. So that was a complete failure. I mean, he went out there, which is nothing wrong with that. But we knew that shit was going to be a complete failure. Forget about them people in Islam. You run into an Islamic dude, talk to him, show him a couple of he can't get it, hope that he walks down the street. So he got the people that he want. He got thousands of people, right? And he's deceiving them. Because at one time, we got videos on it. He was teaching Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Oh, we got kicked out because of Cornelius. We said that Cornelius is an Israelite. And they said no. And shortly after, they started teaching that Cornelius is Israelite. And do you know why? Because they went and let's go study it. We could be wrong. And they went and really researched, and they said, you know what? Cornelius, in fact, was an Israelite. They didn't, no apology. No apology. He did it on YouTube. He did it about in, I don't know, 2007 maybe 2008. He did a video with Barak Shaw, which was his partner in crime, so to speak, that they had a fallout. And they were teaching that Cornelius was an Israelite. And I'm waiting for him to mention my name and, oh, we're sorry and we want to make amends. Please come back. They didn't do all that. There's a lot of wickedness back there. Okay, so you got videos where when he came out the hospital, when he was in his deathbed. That's his words. That's not my. No, Tar, you saying he wasn't in no. He was just sick. He wasn't in no death. He said it on an interview recently with this African radio guy, because a guy got on him about having a bald head. He said no. He said he showed him a picture. He said no. That's when I just came out the hospital, man. He said I almost died. That's what he said. So I'm not saying things. I'm not putting words in his mouth or anything like that. Now you got a video right here. Bishop Nate calls on the true name. Now when he came out the hospital, that Passover, he according to the audience, the followers he wasn't going to be there that year because he's still sick. Then they surprised everybody and they brought him in. Oh yeah, Nathaniel's back, whatever. And the first thing he said, he praised Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Then he made a little joke about it. Then Kanai Gabar, he mentioned Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And then shortly thereafter, he went back to Most High and Christ bless and this and that. Now they're teaching, but from what I understood, that was back in 2017. I'm just catching wind to it that the name, the Father and the Son is the same. And we did videos on it. Many of us from GMS did videos on it, proving that it's impossible. It's humanly impossible for you to be the Father and the Son at the same time. There's accounts where the Father came down and said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." He said it 2 times. When our Lord was on the cross, he said to the Father, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" He said, Allah Yah, which is, Allah Yah is God, meaning, Allah meaning God, and Yah, the suffix Yah is my. So he said, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" Because he felt the power leave him. Because before he got on the cross, he had the power to take down the Roman Empire. He said he could call 12 legion of angels and a legion of 7,000. So what's 7,000 times 12? Thousands of angels could just take this place down. But it wasn't for him to do that. So if he wanted to come down off the cross, he couldn't, because the Most High took his spiritual power away. That's why he screamed out and said, it's not in the scriptures, but you extrapolate from that. He felt the presence of the Lord leave him. As, I'll give you another example. Samson felt the presence of the Lord leave him, because when Samson had that power, he would be a regular guy, and then the Most High would put the power on him. Then the Most High take the power off of him. Then when he was ready to fight, the Most High put the power. So he felt like an ordinary man. I'm talking about Samson. Then when it was time for him to fight, the Most High put the spirit on him. Like a superhero, they do a certain thing and they become that superpower guy. They showed you that in the movie Green Lantern, which was a good movie. It didn't do good in the box office, but it's a damn good movie, because they were going into morals, that these were moral people and how they were chosen. It was an excellent movie to me. And when the main character, he realized he had that power, and then he would do something, he'd clap his hand, and a couple of times it didn't come. He clapped his hand or did something with his hands, and then did something, and he became the Green Lantern. And so it was the same thing with Yahweh Shai. He felt the presence of the power of the Most High leave him. So anyway, so you know, the example that we have is Tazadakia, when he kept changing things. There's a hell, when we never thought there was a hell. Joseph and Mary never had sex, when it was clear that Joseph and Mary had sex. Their style changed up to more of a Roman Catholic. The way he was dressing was like a bishop, not a bishop, but a cardinal, which cardinal means door hinge. Because, you know, John 10, it speaks about the door. Scriptures also say, I stand at the door and knock. So a cardinal is somebody that's a door hinge. The door can't be open unless the door hinge moves to open it. If the door hinge is rusty, you can't open the door. You know what I'm saying? So he was dressed up like a cardinal, which is a Roman Catholic. So we said his doctrine is a straight up Roman Catholic doctrine. And The scriptures say, meddle not with them that are given the change, right? He's been changing through the years. Go back 20 some odd years ago, 25 years ago or so. Him and Bunyamyan from the HODC did a video. I got it. You can find it. I can find that easily. Where he goes into proving the name is Yahweh and the son's name is Yahweh Shai. So, through the years, he threw out that name. But then not only that, but now he teaches that there's an actual hell, which is a Roman Catholic doctrine, and many other things. 2016, October, November, the new moon is not a full moon. I did a video that clearly explains the moon cycle recently. Not a lot of people watch it. But so if somebody roll up on you, you won't know how to break it down. I broke it down thoroughly. So let me just let this play. So here he is not only saying that's not the name of the Most High, and that's not the Son's name, and he goes as far as making mockery of those names, which shows you that shows a lot. I would not make mockery of the name of the supreme power, Yahweh, and the Son's name, because I would be in fear. Even though if I kind of got weak and said, "Oh, I don't believe it," and then I'll be scared to death. I'll be scared to go to sleep. So he don't have no fear, because his fear goes to another group of people. We believe it's the Rosicrucians or some other group. Scriptures clearly say, meddle not with them that are given the change. So let me let you listen.
Yeah. Stop listening to these morons.
So you heard what he said. He said the name of, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, whatever. And then he says, stop listening to these morons. Who are the morons? The ones that call on the true name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Talking about GMS, ICBK, HODC, Sakari, Priest Danyala, AOC, HOI, Zabak, Priest Zabak. All of them call on Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. So he's saying all these One West camps, they're all a bunch of morons. And like I said, I made this video. I was inspired to do this video by Tyrese. Kept saying Jesus and Jesus and Jesus this and Jesus that. And I said, he got to know. You gonna tell me that Tyrese never ran across a One West video? IUIC, ICBK, GMS, Sakari, Wi-Fi, whatever, HODC, he never, AOC, whatever. He never run into them videos.
Then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them? What giveth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord.
You see that? And commended them.
Right, because the Lord has a name. Yahweh Shai, his father, has a name, Yahweh. But it goes deeper than the names. It's the scriptures that you into. Because Matthew's 21:7. Is it 21:7 or 7:21? It speaks about, and not too many words. It speaks about just because you call the name of the Lord, that don't mean the Lord's is on your, going to deliver you. I'm merely paraphrasing.
them for those that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. What is it talking about that we stood stiffly for the name of the Lord? Reuben. Because a Negro will jump up and go, Yahweh!
So that's clearly mockery of the true name of the Father. And then you got Deacon Nathan snickling and laughing. And he was the guy that said, you can call the Most High anything. You can call him Yo Play Yogurt. There was a heavy set, looked like an Ephraimite when he made that video. And we don't see that guy no more. So I would think that he became disenchanted and left. There's many guys that left the IUIC. IUIC is a bit of a revolving door. See, he's laughing. He's laughing at that. He just made mockery of anybody that calls on the true name of the Heavenly Father, and you got this individual laughing. No fear.
Come on, man.
Hold on, B.
Niggas called Israelites. Don't be fooled by that. That's why I scorn when I hear somebody say Yahweh. As soon as I hear it, I know the spirit of evil is there. I've not seen one righteous man use that term. Not one. Every one of them evil, malice, guile.
You heard what he said. Let me bring it back and let me see. We're analyzing things now. Let me bring it back. So, if the Most High don't have mercy on the leadership, Most High is not going to have mercy on their blind followers. And that's scripture. So these are just receipts.
That's why I scorn when I hear somebody say Yahweh.
Scorn, it says storm. When I hear somebody say
Yahweh. As soon as I hear it, I know the spirit of evil is there. I've not seen one right.
So anybody that calls on them names, he says, I know the spirit of evil is there.
Righteous man use that term. No.
I have not heard one righteous man use that term. I have not seen one righteous man but use that term. Everyone evil. Every one of them evil. So who is he talking about? GMS, ICBK, Sakari, AOC, HOI, HODC, and whatever groups that came out of there that followed the videos and taught the so-called One West style, let's say. They all use the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. So he's condemning all of us. I don't know why Al-Azhar praised this guy. The guy, he made mockery of the name. He used the name in vain. He said anybody that used those names are wicked, basically.
Gossip. Every last one of them. Okay. Give me Acts 13. I'm going to take it down.
Here you got. This is in the book. This could be from the book Codex Magica, which Apostle Gabar has a book. If he can bring it, he should bring it down this week. We go into it. And you see Malcolm X he did it a couple of times. This symbol right here. It's a Masonic symbol saying that you're in the know. This is a Masonic, and this is the curtain. They got the curtain, got the whatever you call it. Yeah, curtain. You got the curtain. You got this thing going. That's definitely, and you see the purple in there. That represents the curtain. That's this Masonic Right. Master's apron. Master's apron. And I believe they have fringes on it too. Okay, so that's from the video. He's teaching in the video, Yahweh, and he writes it out. YHWH. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. That's Yashawai, which that's not the right name.
Read it again.
And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty. But by my name Jehovah was I not known to them.
Now, depending on your form of Hebrew, you have some people pronounce it Yahweh. Another group pronounce it Yahuwah. We were taught Yahweh. We've never said that that was not what was given. We've never said that that was not what was given. We've never said that that was not what was given.
Israelites to the Lord was special. Yo, pastor, he got the devil because he twists scriptures like a song.
So he's speaking out of two sides of his mouth.
He's saying you can't make that a doctrine. You know, that's the point. That's the point. You'll get it in your head. Don't make it a doctrine.
So he's saying it's all right to use the name, but don't make it it's part of the doctrine. If somebody asks what's the name, that's the part of the doctrine that you come with to break down the name.
But I learned that from the elder when he, you know, because he used to use that also. But we shy, you know, because I learned that from.
He said he used to use it. What does used to mean? Something that you did a while that you don't do no more.
Yeah, how was shot.
Let me do this.
To use the word Yahweh, sometimes when I pray and I use that word, you understand?
But why would then that would make you evil just based upon what he said? No, there's no righteous man that's going to use that word. He used it when he came out of his deathbed. So he's acknowledging that he used the word Yahweh.
We ain't tell you all not to say Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, you know.
But the Bishop Nate just said it. He said we ain't telling y'all not to use the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Bishop Say said if you use it, you a wicked dude. Then he made mockery. He said Yahweh. Then he said he ebonics, but that's not on this video. So they're speaking out of two sides of their mouths. They're changing the doctrine. Sometimes you can use it. Sometimes you can't use it. You're wicked if you use it. You're righteous if you don't use it. His name, he can call him anything. Yo, player. This is what you call confusion. This is what you call confusion.
Because I learned that from the elder when he, you know, because he used to use.
What did he learn from the elder? He learned the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai, you know, because I learned that from the elder when he, you know, because he used to use. But we ain't.
He said I learned it from the elder. He said Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, because he used to use that also. But we ain't telling
you all don't say, you know. But what we
now, I guarantee you, anybody that comes up and reads, they come across the word Jesus, you know, Jesus, and they say Yahweh Shai, they're gonna pull him to the side. They're gonna straighten his ass out. So he said, "There's nothing wrong. You can use it if you want to use it. I use it when I pray. But let somebody go up there and and the salute, they'll say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Saying you can't make that a doctrine. You know, that's the point. That's the point. You'll get it in your head. Don't make it a doctrine and say, if you don't say it this way, you ain't going to be saved.
Well, what does Romans 10 and 13 say?
Come on, son.
This is the Yiddish. Shema Yisroel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Ehod, which really is Shema Yasharala Yahweh Alahayanawa Yahweh Akkad, which means Hero Israel, the Lord our power, the Lord is one. And even Nate knows this, man. Bishop Nathaniel, he even said this, proving that he knows the name. He said this, and Yahweh Sop said this, man. Right? Nate said this and Yahweh Sop said this, man.
So we like to show in the book, in another book called Lost Tribes and Promised Land.
Right. In this book entitled Lost Tribes and Promised Lands, by Ronald Sanders. Okay? This is a very important book. This is not a book that he just sat down and wrote up himself. The proof of that is in the bibliography. And he was thinking about the the native Indians. Okay, and this is what he says. It says, those Indians, he told himself, they are Hebrews. Okay? Eventually, so what happened here, I'm just going to skip all the way down. He goes out to find out about the Indians. He's in South America. This is before they had fully migrated up to the southern coast of the Americas. He gets in a canoe. He goes over to where the Indians are, and this is the situation as follows. Eventually, a canoe appeared, bearing 3 men and a woman, all of them Indians, to the place where Francisco, which is the Indian guide, and Montesinos, the white man, were standing at the water's edge. The woman got off and spoke to Francisco in an Indian tongue that Montesinos could not understand, Hebrew, although he could perceive that he was being identified in the conversation. She then turned to her male companions to explain the situation. Upon hearing her words, they arose, went over to Montesinos, and said to his utter astonishment, said, I'm going to read it just as they have it. Shema Yisroel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Ehud, which is Yiddish. What they really said is Shema Yasha'ala Yahweh Alahayanawa Yahweh Ahad, meaning, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
I'm going to tell you straight up. Although he could perceive that he was being identified in the conversation. You know how 2 people can be talking in another language, but you can tell they're talking about you?
This is Brooklyn, at a Brooklyn camp, and a lot of those guys that you see besides Yahweh Sop, they fell off. Some of them stayed, most of them fell off. Those different Bronx, IUIC, different camps, a lot of them fell off. So a lot of these faces that you see now, and a lot of them are new faces. Came in a recent couple of years, 2-3 years ago, whatever.
Because what they were saying is that this guy said he's your brother. That's what they were saying. He was telling the people in the canoe, the Israelites, the Indians, he said, this man is your brother. That's what he was saying. But he was speaking to them in Hebrew and he couldn't understand it.
She then turned to her male companions to explain the situation.
So then,
So I don't know if he fell off or not. You know, he can tell me, no, I'm still here or whatever. But a lot of them, the majority, pretty much the whole camp, one by one, they became disenchanted. And this is in Brooklyn.
Finished speaking to the guide, she turned to the people that were still in the canoe to tell them that this is their brother.
Upon hearing her words
about who this man was,
they rose
out of the canoe,
went over to Montesinos.
These Indians that was in the canoe went over to Montesinos,
and to his utter astonishment,
and to his utter amazement, it blew his mind,
said,
Shema meaning listen, hear. That's Hebrew. Come on.
Said Shema.
Shema Yasha Allah Yahweh Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. That's what he said. Meaning.
Here they go again. This had to be 2012 maybe. He mentioned the word Yahweh. He didn't say, oh, well, that's not his real name. Meddle not with them that are given the change.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. That's right. That's what he said. That's what the Indians said to him. Read.
Hear, O
And back there, when he said Yahweh, he didn't say, oh, by the way, that's Jesus. And your Father and the Son. That's something new.
Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. They had recited.
These Indians had did what?
They had recited in Hebrew.
By my name Jehovah was I not known. The name Jehovah, translated in the Lashon Kodash, is pronounced Yahweh. You know.
Hold up, in the Lashon Kodash, then he says Yahweh.
I did a video on that over 30 years ago, and they all BHI.
Oh, that was it 30 years ago? Well, no, 30 years ago. Well, no, 30 years ago. Let me see. It's almost 2025, 2015, 2005. Yeah, right, almost 30 years ago. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Let me pull this back. So these are receipts. Sitar. He's bearing false witness. He's putting words in my mouth. I'm letting you watch. This is him.
They had recited.
In the Lashon Kodash is pronounced Yahweh. You know, I did.
He said in the Lashon Kodash, so he's familiar with the term, the words Lashon and Kodash. Lashon means language. Kodash means holy.
The video on that over 30 years ago, and they all BHI referenced that video. I'm waiting.
All BHI, all Black Hebrew Israelites referenced that video. I'm waiting
for them to do one. Since I'm so stupid today, why don't they do a better one? Not one of them can do a better one, not yet. Okay.
Well, the one that you did was on. Now that's that pride. The one that you did, you were acknowledging that Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And then you're in your pride right now. You're full of pride. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Can you do a better one than me? Because you know why he said he did a great one? Because he went into those books. He put on his scholar cap, which he took off, and he lost it some goddamn where. The Christians say Jesus because they don't want to really. Well, what he said, the reason why we don't, push that name because people can't pronounce the name. You was able to pronounce it. And the people, if they can't pronounce it, they might not. Their suspect is not being an Israelite. If you can't pronounce, use your language.
So they just get on my damn nerves. Anyway, so Yahweh, which translated into English means He is. That's what it means. He is. Okay, or He exists.
Okay, so now let's come back over here. These are receipts. Okay, where is it? This is the video that he was making reference to. There's one that's about almost 2 hours long. This is 16 minutes. Where the hell? Okay, this right here is a good video that exposes them. A lot of those guys, all those guys in the background, they all fell off. The only ones that are left is you got Kanai, he's with him. Barak Shaw, he left. Okay, let me see here. And this is a straight up lie. We don't have fantasies about getting with. Where the hell? Give me a second here. Bear me for a minute. Okay, this is 37 seconds in. Go right to the point. Okay, right here. Not even 3 minutes long. Listen up, listen up, listen up. These are receipts.
And not to get off the topic, this guy's name was originally Nathaniel Allah. Notice he changed his name to Nathaniel. Now that's no father in Hebrew. Now when the Russian preacher was in the school, he told us that, see what happened was this guy, him, your Asha, another faggot, Rahab, another faggot, that's another faggot, Payalabah, another faggot, Yahalabah, another faggot, okay? Brought this guy into school under the pretense that we were supposed to get a priest card. Now brothers would say, okay, we got something going, we're about to go and teach the Lord's Prayer. But he said one thing that made brothers say, well, hell no. He said that he was part of the Rosicrucians. And he said in order for us to be part of the organization, it was called Manaluka. It was called Manaluka. That's the pretense they came with, Manaluka. And for us to be part of it, we have to give up our Hebrew names.
We have to give up, and for us to be a part of it, they have to give up their Hebrew names. That's why I believe this Abba Ya'ala, he had a YouTube page called Abba Ya'ala, and he changed it to Abba Yel. Totally changed the name. And a lot of these guys had these ancient Lashwan Kodash type names, but they changed them to more of a biblical Hebrew, let's say, like Jeremiah. That's not the Jeremiah, I believe, is in the Hebrew, but in the English, if written in the Bible, is Jeremiah. So they changed their names. Nathaniel God was Nate's name, and now he goes by Nathaniel, which I believe his parents gave him that name.
We had to give up our garments. We couldn't use our Hebrew names. We couldn't speak about the Most High, and a lot of other things that the Peter told us we couldn't do. Am I lying, freestyle y'all? You're not lying. And by the way, for you brothers that don't know, Mataluka was one of those multi-level marketing company schemes that they were trying to bring into the school. You understand that? But we saw right through that. And by the way, Nathaniel God, Masha came to my oil table and told me that you was a damn demon. You, Ya'asha, Rahab, and Payalabah, and Tazadah, he told us that you were...
Now, he mentioned 4 guys. Ya'asha, Rahab, Payalabah, and Tazadah, which we know all them guys, they all... In other words, they don't teach no more. I don't know what they're doing. They're not on YouTube teaching, doing videos and whatnot.
Demons, and you were trying to destroy us. That's the reason why you hate priests, my lawyer, and that's the reason why you hate me. But we don't give a damn. We're going to reveal you. See, the high priest Tahar had already left the school.
Okay, he said High Priest Tahar left the school. Well, we were kicked out. It was Connecticut. We were kicked out. They tried to take the school. They were evil, It was wickedness. Over the Cornelius thing, which shortly after, they said, oh, Cornelius is an Israelite. No apology.
It was just us. It was me, my lawyer, Zaquan Malak, McQuash, and a couple of other brothers that would stand up against you niggas. You understand that? And we still in the truth, and now we going to reveal you for the demon that you are.
Okay, so that's it. Now, where did I want to go? Let me do this. Let me do this here. What the freak is this? All right, I don't want this. Bear me for a minute. Okay. Apostle Paul said in Galatians 3 verse 1, he called them foolish Galatians. Pretty much he said, how did you let somebody bewitch you? So the word bewitch means to beguile, to deceive, to put a spell on. And Tazadok, the so-called God-sent comforter, he had put a spell on those people that was following him. You got a lot of weak-minded Israelites out there that are on low levels. They can't discern between the good and the evil. Malachi 3:16. You have to be able to discern between the good and the evil. What's right and what's wrong. Okay, so let me just breeze through these precepts. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. The Apostle Paul said they shall come as wolves, not sparing the flock. Matthew 24:11, and many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. For there shall, 24:24, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. They go to different communities, they clean up the grass and the leaves and all that, and give out food, whatever. The Lord never told us to do that. Mark 13:22, for false messiahs and false prophets shall rise and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. Luke 6:26, woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you. Do they speak well of us, GMS? But they speak well of the IUIC. Oh, they're great, and they're marching down the street, and this is beautiful, this is beautiful. And that's what people get, the average person, just like this election. You know, when Biden said he was going to run, but they were questioning whether he's going to run. Now they have Kamala, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everybody started sending them money, and she's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. And the people that are following them are fucking blind. You got the black woman. The black woman is deceived because the majority of so-called black women following Harris. But a lot of Jake, they're saying, nah, we'll vote for Trump before we vote for that bitch. And then you had certain sellouts like Steve Harvey, was D.L. Hughley, and what's the other one? Can't even think of his name. The hell is his name? He used to wear a dress all the time. Can't even think of his name. So they were like pushing her, and then the Jakes out there were saying that these guys got paid to do that shit, that they're sellouts. What's this guy? I can't even think of his name. It says he ain't even funny. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. But 2 Peter 2 verse 1, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers, which is right now, among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies. I'm going to look up the word heresy, even denying the Lord, the word there is kairos, meaning superior, but the Lord is Yahushua. To get through Yahweh, you got to go through Yahushua. That brought them and bring upon them swift destruction. So these false teachers that sold out, made backdoor deals, they're going to be destroyed. 1 John 4:1, beloved, believe not every spirit, but test the spirits, or try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, truly of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out into the world. All I did, I made it easy on myself. I just put in false prophets and read the scriptures. So now let me look up damnable heresies. Let me look up the word heresy. You bring up a damnable heresy, meaning you bring up a falsehood about the gospel, you're going to be damned for it. Heresies. Act of taking, capture, e.g., storming a city, choosing, choice, that which is chosen, a body of men following their own tenets, sect or party, as the Sadducees, the Pharisees of the Christians, dissension arising from diversity of opinions and aims. So a heresy is if you say that, oh, there's a place called hell, you're gonna burn in. Clearly, there's not a hell that you burn in. You look up the word hell in the Old Testament, New Testament. You have the word Hades. That's why you have to go into the root words. Hell in the New Testament, for the most part, is grave or pit. The same thing with the New Testament, grave or pit. There's no eternal hell that you burn in forever. And if there was, not one Israelite's going to burn forever, because that would mean that Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, breached the contract with Abraham, the promise that he made. The Yahweh makes a promise, he's got to keep his promise. That's why we know we're going to be delivered, starting with the elect. Now let me go to, real quick, let me go to Galatians. Then I'm going to close it. Galatians 3. Deceived, O foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Yahushua HaMashiach have been evidently set forth, crucified among you. With the word that I want is bewitched. Another word for bewitch is spell. And all these groups are set up to be a stumbling blocks for the unbelievers.
Strong's G 940. Moskino.
Moskino. To speak ill of, one to slander, traduce him to being evil on one by feigning praise, or an evil eye to charm, to bewitch. To charm or bewitch means to put a spell on a person. Because if you bewitch them to believe in a doctrine, and when the Lord come back, the Lord's going to get you because you followed that person. So it's going to lead to a damnable heresy. A damnable heresy. Matter of fact, let me come back over here. One more. One more. One more. Okay, damnable heresy.
Strong's G 684. Apoleia. Apoleia.
You believe, you follow a false prophet, you believe him, you're going to be destroyed with that false prophet. Destroying, utterly destruction of vessels, of perishing, ruin, destruction of money, the destruction which consists of eternal misery in hell, which there's no such thing as a everlasting hell. Nobody goes to hell. That includes Esau. Esau is getting punished by coming back on this earth to serve us as slaves. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next shalom.